going, people? Hope everyone's well. I'm going to try and keep this one fairly short today because I've got in the habit of babbling on. I've been bitten. So yeah, just a quick update for anyone that's following me on Instagram. You'll have already seen this. This is a bit of an off-cut of steel that I used, and thanks to Thomas Font for the handle material. I really appreciate it. I've got a Tanto, it's got an almost full flat grind. I did do the two types of grind, so one here and then one there, and then I flattened it off onto one full grind. It just looks a bit cleaner. I just wanted it that way. I wanted a real thin tip, which it is. It's got a micro bevel on it that's mirror polished, and I electro-etched my logo and the Instagram photos. It was black, but today I've buffed it out. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. A few minor scratches from the Kydex because it's been in and out there a lot today. Kydex sheath, real skinny little, followed the shape, and yeah, really happy with that. Bit of oil on it, but yeah, really happy with that. I've got 6mm acrylic pins and a real thin profile, but really comfortable in the hand, especially where this bit rounds off. Just sits really nicely in your fingers. It's not a hand, you know, for a fist, it's just a finger knife. And this thing is silly sharp. The tip is ridiculous, as you can see. Alright, so that's that. Secondly, it's got your assailant. I put the grind on it today. I'm still waiting for the handle material. Kydex eyelets turned up, so that's all good. But this is it. I've done a 40 grit grind, then up to 120, then onto the 45 Trizac, and then onto the 30 Trizac, I think. So it's ready for acid stone washing now. That's it there. I've got it down to about 0.5 mm. So that's ready for a nice small bevel. Plunges are good. I've obviously got to clean up the spine, but a real fine tip on this. It is slightly thicker towards the tip than it is back here, so it's nice, but yeah, real nice taper on it. Taper comes back to about here, so it's a nice point, because it's not obviously a real pointy knife, so I thought I'd just taper it down for a bit better penetration rather than putting a swedge on it, because I think it just looks a bit cleaner. So that's ready for stone washing once the handle material comes. And then Steve, bar doing oh yeah, by the way, thank you for following me. Anyone who has followed me on Instagram, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Again, if you see this but didn't see my last vid, comment below if I'm not following you, and I'll come straight across and follow you. But Steve, your hangnail is finished, apart from a lanyard, which I'm going to go in. I'm going to have some dinner and I'll do it after that. Little Kydex sheath. You got your green micarta. And with your one, because you asked for it in a different style from the original, he wanted it rather where the scales start near the finger choil, he wanted them sloped inwards so you could do it in a pinch grip. So that's what I did, and because of that, the Kydex hasn't really got that much to retain. To retain it, it retains on this part here rather than on this part. I mean, it's in there, but there's a little bit of rattle, but it's not coming out. There's just that little bit of movement. But you got clear pins, dark green micarta, and the first one Let's get some focus going on. The first one that I've stonewashed, it's got a mirror micro bevel on it, and I've started putting sharpening notches in these just to make it a little bit easier for everyone to get it sharpened. But the stonewash has come out great. It's not as dark as the last Raider I did, but it's fairly, you know, it's not a real light stonewash.
But that's fine by me. I don't get to see them. I'm happy. Anyway,
I just thought if I did a real dark one with the dark green micarta, it was just gonna look like a bit of a blob. So I went for a bit more of a silvery one. And I will be doing a video in the future of how I do my acid baths, my acid stonewash. I've got so much to do getting these orders done and everything like that, so just cracking on. But again, a fresh bit. Brilliant.
I know how much you like
As you can see, it was sharp. Don't know if I've got any hair left. Don't know if it's going to pick that up. But there's hair on there, and there's also a lot of dust from where I've been working. But that'll be sanitised before I send it to you, mate, so it's not going to be covered in DNA or anything. Yeah, like I said, just got to do a lanyard, and that'll be on its way to you hopefully tomorrow if I can get to the post office. If not, it'll be the day after. So that's everything. No more news, just cracking on really. I can't wait to get started on this thing. I really can't. I've just got to put the grind on it. But what I do is I put a 45 pretty much, leaving some meat. Put a 45 on the edge, and then I do all my grinding post heat treat. I decided to do that because one of the first ones I did, well, a couple of the ones I did, they just warped really heavily. So I do my grinds afterwards, and as you can see, it is straight as an arrow. So I'm obviously careful whilst grinding to keep it cool. I've got a bucket of cold water here that I dip every pass on the grinder. So yeah, I've got to get some more belts for that because I had 5, but obviously grinding after heat treat, the steel's a hell of a lot harder, so it just eats them. And hanging onto a belt when it's dying is just a waste of time. It really is. You can't get your grinds as clean and the lines as crisp. So anyway, trying to keep it short, but it's obviously dragged on now. Hope everyone's well, and you have a good week to come, and I'll see you in the next vid. Take care.